Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So I'm back on the farm. At this point, if we look, we've got strawberries and wool. I think I've got a long way to go on wool, but I'm going to begin this morning with getting a bunch of strawberries lined up again. We'll see how much further I can go from that. First things first, before I do any work here, I'm going to go ahead and get this repaired because it's definitely a lot worse for wear, so that needs to get taken care of for certain. So you can see it's going to be 8,400 pounds here. So got that done, and everything is set to go at this point. I will go ahead and move the wool later today for sure once I'm done with the strawberries, just because I want to see what I really have and then start to understand what that's going to start to look like to fulfill the 21,000 liters that I need to get the VIP orders fulfilled for this level here. So what I want to do is get... It's probably going to be easier if I go forward. I just want to get closer here, and then I'll pull back amongst the back ones in a bit. But if I can get close here, it's just going to be simpler to load these on. So I'm going to start with this front greenhouse, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I've got this greenhouse done, and you can see I've got 6,000 liters. So basically doing all of the greenhouses is going to get me 18,000. So that is going to be what I'm going to do here, is I'm just going to work on that. And that is a full tractor of what I've been taking. Significantly more than that to finish the entire order. So I'll just keep working along and get this delivered. And then we'll be back when it's time to take a look at the wool. Alright, so I've got all the strawberries that I had. I've got an extra pallet from what I've normally taken. 4 high might be a bit much for the trigger to grab, but it might fall in between. My sugar cane's just starting to grow in between what I had harvested before. So once again, I have that coming up where I'm going to need 200,000 of that. So we'll let all that move along. And obviously, again, I do have some stacked up on the ground near the what used to be the bunker silo, where I now have that fermenting silo operating. I probably should go ahead and get the cows productive again at some point too, but I'm just really trying to stay focused on getting everything delivered, which is, you know, what I'll be able to do here, because this will get me down to, I think, into the upper 20,000 liters or low 30,000 liters. I wasn't expecting him to pull out that close. Oh, I've got to grab this straw yet. So yeah, I have that work as well. So what will likely be the work at this point is, yeah, it's probably going to be deliver this, run over this car, deliver the wool, and then probably focus on the straw, because I can't harvest anything else, and also that means that field isn't usable to plant anything on either if I was so inclined to do so, but just not sure that that's where I'm going to want to plant anyway. Although I do need a good amount of soybeans coming up next time, so that may make sense, although I keep forgetting what I have in my silos. Alright, so this will be one delivery of strawberries this time. So we'll see how this all pans out and where we end up. Well, it is grabbing it up above. I always kind of pull through a little too far. So I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near a million, because yeah, it's going to end pretty fast. So there you go. 25,500 for what I have left to deliver. So it's going to be another full load, and then finally a little bit smaller load at that point. So let me get back to the farm, get the wool loaded up, and then we'll make that delivery and start working on that. But that will give us, more importantly, kind of the timing, although I honestly don't remember how long it's been that we've had sheep operating. I just know it's been a while, so I'm worried because I think when I looked at it, I really only have like 2,000 liters, because I'm only going to take the full pallets, but I think I just have 2 pallets, so I think I just have 2,000 liters, and if I need 21,000, like, that's going to take a really, really long time. It just may be years and years of me waiting for sheep to create wool, because I don't know that I really want to go ahead and put more sheep barns in. I mean, that would be an alternative, just like I'm doing here with the greenhouses, but greenhouses are a little bit easier to deal with, and I don't have to, I just have to feed them water, so it's simpler. But I'll see you in a bit after I get the wool loaded, and we'll go from there. So sadly, while I was hoping each bale was 1,000, as you can see, it is not. Each pallet is 1,000. So I need to go to Moondogs. So I will get that over to Moondogs, and we'll see what things look like when we get there. Alright, so I'm here at Moondogs. Again, anything like this I think should go here, so we'll see if that's accurate. It is. Alright, so 5,200 plus 415 environmental score. So we're doing pretty well. We're going to get 50,000 or so from the wool there. So I'll get back to the farm, and we'll see what we do after that. So I'm back here after working on the wool. The sheep are getting close. They're at about 60% on reproduction, so a couple more months we then should double our sheep capacity, which will be good. That will double our wool output, but the problem ends up being, even at 4,000, it's still going to take a while, I think. So I think we're going to have a lot of downtime while we wait for things to go on, but we'll just skip over that if that's what happens. So for now, the rest of today, I'm going to go ahead and finally work on baling that straw, because I need to get it off the field so that I don't have the same situation I did with the sugarcane, where I've got a field in essence held hostage by something laying on it. So let me go ahead and do this, and I think what I'm going to do with the sugarcane is let the field grow, but then not really harvest anything until it's time to start delivering, and then obviously I'll get the sugarcane that's on the ground first, and then see what's left, and then pull that out of the field. And once again, if there isn't a need for sugarcane, if nothing else, I'll just kind of leave it in the field. But I'm going to run this over to field 42, and we're definitely going to bale this up because we really don't have anywhere to store the straw other than that. There's no hay loft or anything, nor does it really make sense to put one in, because even if I somehow do need to sell straw, if there's a VIP requirement for it, I can still sell the bales. There's no reason they shouldn't be able to take those. Now, if we hit that problem and something starts to happen, I guess we'll have to worry about it at that point, but I don't anticipate that being anything we're going to hit anytime soon. because I believe I don't know, I've had so many VIP orders at this point that I've had to deliver for them. I don't recall if they took the bales, but there really shouldn't be a reason that I couldn't deliver via bales versus just loose straw. Coming up here on the field, but it's just after lunchtime, and so we've got a good amount of daylight left. I may not get this whole field baled today. That's really going to be dependent on what the situation is and how fast things go. But let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and basically start in the same position that I did with the harvester. So just over here, and as you can see, this is now pulling this up. We'll see how this all works, because I'm also trying to move things along without making this terribly labor intensive here. So let me see how that's all gonna work. Alright, so we've already got one bale, but again, we weren't fully set there as far as being empty when we started. So I'm not sure. Should be able to do that. That should get most of... It's actually kind of sloppy on how that's working. I'm a little surprised. But, well, you know, we don't have to pick up everything. So we'll go ahead and let that go that way. I'm assuming this will be a little bit cleaner position because I'm not going to have to back up. So I won't have a challenge there. There we go. And we'll pick that up, and then, you know, we'll obviously see where things are at. But I'm thinking, you know, obviously we've got... I guess we'll see when we get our second bale. But I might need to clean some things up a little bit, but it just really will depend on how much I feel I've left on the field. You can see we're not going too terribly far, and that's also with missing a good amount of straw. Once we're really kind of picking everything up, I think things are gonna obviously be even closer together than they are now. Now the challenge on places like this are the bales going to stay? Because the problem with round bales is they kind of tend to roll. And there we go. That's exactly what's happening, but hopefully it won't go too terribly far. And then I'll just be able to collect it later. But given how far away we are from the farm here, I don't think I'm going to want to simply put them on the front loader with the bale spike and bring them. That may be more efficient, I don't know, because these are such large bales. I'm not quite sure that I'm going to be able to get more than 4 onto the onto a trailer anyway, if I tried to do that. And if that's truly the case, it just might be best to just put them on the front loader, because I think I can go ahead and grab 4 bales at that point and just bring them with me, and that would work well. So I'm kind of trying to get most of this as I go, but obviously there's a little bit of difference in how the harvester ran versus how I'm proceeding here. But I'm full again. But at this point we have, it's hard to count that first one because again we had something, but we have one at the end, one up there, one that rolled down the hill, one there, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll probably definitely have 6 bales just going around the field here once. And keep in mind, you know, these are 11,000 liter bales, so we're talking about 66,000 liters of hay. So it's quite a bit. There we go. So I'm going to keep working on this field. We'll see what everything looks like once I do that, and how everything functions. And then I will, you know, see where I'm at, and then we'll figure out how to get things back to the farm. So I'll see you probably in quite a bit. We'll see if we get this field done today. Alright, this should be the last run down here. See how it goes. It looks like we've got like straw vanishing or something, but just kind of some goofy stuff on how it's rendering. I might run one more time down back that piece and see, because if it's barely picking anything up, I don't know that it's worth it. But I think we're all set. So it did get done today, but you know, we've now got lots of bales just hanging out. But we'll have to see. But we'll have to see what everything looks like here, so let's see. Because I'm just hoping it's like visibly looking like there's less, but yeah, this is because it's picking up quite a bit. And that's kind of what I found as I was touching things up. I ended up with a good 3 or 4, if not more, bales just from the things that I had missed around some of the edges and so forth. I mean, there's still a few piles here and there, but as you can see there, that was another, you know, 3,000 liters or something. A little dark heading out here. That's a big pile. I don't think I want to leave that. That's going to be another 400 or 500. Let's see, almost 6,000. Let's see where we end up here. Might be even 1,000 liters. No, about 500. That's kind of what I figured, but you know, 500 liters is not a bit. So got most of that. I don't know. Just depends how much cleaning up I want to do here. Whoops! I thought I had it, but obviously missing pieces of it. Although it looks like we've got another row here, so let me tidy this up, because this is not small. That's pretty substantial. I may end up finishing up this bale and then some. Depends how long this goes. I don't know if this goes the length of the field. I think this is when I was following the headland rows and so forth. But yeah, we're gonna get a full bale out of this. Well, I will for sure by getting here, so that's pretty good. So after stopping at basically, you know, 3,000 or 4,000, it's not bad to then end up with that and getting another 7,000 or 8,000 off the field just by tidying some things up here. So as you can see, there's a lot of bales out here. I don't know that I can even speculate on how many. Although, hold on, I think, well, there you go. 70. Because, yeah, I was going to say, I think there's a bale counter on here somewhere. Although I'm not entirely sure that that's not my total that I've ever done. So, it might be... I might not have 70 out here, but... if so, I think when I looked at it the first time, which made me remember, hey, that's there, when I had that up on the screen when I was working, I think I had like 20 showing up there, so I have at least 50 on this field, I would say. It's probably where we're at. Alright, but I'm gonna get myself to the farm. So obviously I've got a pretty full day here. Again, getting just some basic stuff done. And then after that, we're just gonna have to see how long it takes to work on the sheep, so I'll see what I get into once day dawns, but at this point I think we're good, and I'm gonna get myself parked up and all set to go, and then I'll see you next time.